Oh, yes, indeed. In the state of Wisconsin, we found this horned devil beast decorating a building. In the city of Galway, England, we found this devil. And then some of the most famous people in the world seem to enjoy the company of devils. For example, Kadzan is the opulent home and mansion of John Ringling of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus fame. It's sited in Sarasota, Florida. It's designed on the order of the Doge's Palace, the Duke's Palace in Venice, Italy. The architecture of this building has many zodiac planetary symbols decorating the frieze exterior, but it also has devils, such as this devil that we showcase. What is Mr. Ringling of circus fame doing with a devil on the exterior of his home? This is a horse fountain on the county courthouse in Fort Worth, Texas. Just a simple horse fountain, but look closely. Built by taxpayers' money, we have these strange creatures. Is that one a devil? Yes, it is. The horse fountain not only has a horse, but evidently has a devil carved in stone. How unexpected it would be to walk up to a home, a residence, an office building, and find a knocker like this. Ah, yes, close encounters with unexpected evil. Now, the book of Revelation in the Bible tells us about another beast that represents the devil. It says, I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. This is the vision of the Apostle John, telling us about the last days, a beast rising up out of the sea. Who is this beast? Is he Neptune? Is he Poseidon? The Greek and Roman gods of the sea? Is this who he is? And could his image be that of the devil in another disguise? If so, as I show on my most recent book, Mysterious Monuments, the Encyclopedia of Secret Illuminati Designs, Masonic Architecture, and Occult Places, you'll find that this god of the devil, who is really representation of the devil himself, coming up out of the sea, is found at the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. And notice, preceding him in the water is, well, of course, a wicked and vicious, spitting sea serpent, the beast rising up out of the sea in Washington, D.C. If we enter the Library of Congress, its Jefferson Building, we find this wall painting in the southwest gallery of the Great Hall. Another devil, another representation of the devil inside the people's house that represents the collective wisdom of America, the Library of Congress. Does the devil oversee the wisdom of America? Of course, America is not the only nation in the world that seems to be invoking and welcoming of devils. This is the royal palace in the nation of Portugal. Here again we have the beast that rises up out of the sea, Poseidon or Neptune, the sea beast, the so-called father of the ancient gods. And then we leave the sea beast to examine the many representations throughout this planet in which we sometimes unexpectedly find ourselves face to face with the devil as we look into the eyes of the dragon. The book of Revelation in the scriptures tells us a little bit about the dragon. It says in the last days, Satan will so deceive the world that the whole world wandered after the beast, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Angel Alice Bailey, in her massive occult volume, A Treatise on Cosmic Fire, says that the true gods of earth are diva lords. They are our saviors. They're the builders of the air. They are the mighty ones. They have a plan for mankind. And through the Illuminati, they are performing a great work. And she calls them the dragons of wisdom. Are these the dragons of wisdom? Here's a dragon wall painting from a Greek Orthodox monastery. Another one from the Mammoth's Woods in England is a red dragon sculpture, only recently erected. Back to the Vatican at St. Peter's Cathedral in Rome, Italy, and we find this dragon on a large papal crest. Could one of the insignias of the Pope of Rome, the so-called Holy Father, be a dragon? Yes, indeed. Well, surely the people of Texas, the cowboy state, in the far south part of the United States, surely there are no dragons or serpents found in this state. Maybe longhorns, but no dragon. Well, think again. This dragon is a flying serpent dragon, and he sits atop an opera house. Who would have ever thought that Texans would appreciate the opera? Well, in Uvalde, Texas, they do. But it seems that the dragon oversees the lovely lyrical music inside the hall. Then we go to the capital of the state of Texas, to the Driscoll Hotel, and we look very carefully, and oh my, another serpent dragon at the Driscoll Hotel. Down the road in LaGrange, Texas, at the Fayette County Courthouse, is this demonic creature. What's he doing there? What's the devil doing in LaGrange, Texas? Here is another courthouse monster or devil in the state of Texas. And of course, we always seem to return to New York City, which seems to be a city of stone, beast, and devils. Just as we have the devil represented in Hyde Park in London, England, in Central Park, in the very center of this great city of commerce and finance, is this devil. Central Park, in one of the buildings. The Astors were one of the richest families in the world. They lived in New York City. Here we have one of the buildings on their estate, and look very carefully above the black and white floor. We find the crest of the Astor family. And what is it if not the crowned dragon? The dragon. Some see this as a salamander, the fiery salamander of Satan, or a crowned dragon. We often find this basilisk creature. The basilisk, in fact, is a serpent that is crowned. It is said to have the ability to destroy and kill everything. Is this the meaning of the Astor family crest? In the city of London, amazingly, we find that the city's chief symbol is in fact this dragon. Who chose this? Did the city of London and its people vote on what their city crest would be? Are they happy, in fact, with the dragon? Since the Bible says that the dragon is Satan himself. And in fact, when they see their own symbol, their logo representing the city of London, the capital of the great British Empire, do they not understand that the devil is their king? Back to Revelation again. We find that one representation of the dragon is the serpent. There seems to be a kinship of the serpent and the dragon. The book of Revelation chapter 12 verse 9 says, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world." Yes, the devil, Satan, is the dragon, and he is, in fact, the serpent. There are many serpents we can find in stone around the world if we simply look close enough. But what does the serpent represent other than Satan? Well, in the occult world, in fact, in the occult dictionary of symbols, we're told that snakes are guardians of the spring of life. and of immortality. And they represent the superior riches of the Spirit. Ah, yes. The Bible says it's Satan. The occult world says riches of the Spirit. Hidden treasure. The life force. We go over to India. Again, we're taking a journey now. Travels around the world to see how men are so often face to face with the devil, and yet they seem not to recognize who they're up against. And in Bombay, India, this is an effigy of Ganesh, an elephantine Hindu lord of prosperity. Yes, the serpent indeed brings treasure and riches, but the Bible says he brings hell and misery. Here we have the great elephant god and the multi-headed hydra cobra snake worshipped by so many Hindus. These are some of the idols and symbols you find on the Hindu temples. Devils seem to be everywhere throughout the great religion of the Hindus in India and elsewhere. Ultimately, you find that in the Hindu religion, the people worship the great goddess Kali. She is the merciless goddess of death and destruction. She balances the karma of her victims. Here she is, and a man is praying, please, please. But it's too late. He has come up against the vampire goddess, the goddess of blood and death, Kali, in the Hindu religion. Next door in China, the dragon is found everywhere in architecture. The serpent is also found, but seems to be less popular subject for architects and craftsmen. This is a piece of pottery recording the year of the serpent in the Chinese calendar of 12 terrestrial animals. In Europe, we find so many serpents, so many dragons. This is the chapel of Sacre de Saint Michel. It seems that the devil enjoys standing on his head, does he not? In Spain, at the church of San Pedro de la Nave, we find serpentine branches with triangle-shaped bunches of fruit. Architects seem drawn to the serpent. In Chicago, the Windy City is planning the Chicago Spire, a high-rise condo tower. Here we have architect Santiago Calatrava with his model of the Chicago Spire. It will tower some 2,000 feet toward the heavens. It's planned for completion only a few years from now. It will feature condominium living units which sell for a colossal $40 million each price tag. But amidst the luxury, know this, it appears that the entire structure is nothing less than a huge erect serpent. It even has the snake's scales. Who wants to live in a gigantic, erect, towering serpent for $40 million a lick? This is the Prime Minister of Italy, Silvio Berlusconi, and he seems to be captured giving a strange sign with his hand. Ah, yes, we know what that is. The sign of El Diablo, the sign of the devil. But are we jumping to conclusions? Surely the Prime Minister of the great nation of Italy does not worship the devil. Well, maybe this is the University of Texas Longhorn sign. Maybe this is a sign of the deaf's I love you. Could it be? Well, we want to give Mr. Berlusconi the benefit of the doubt. But hold on. Let us visit and take an aerial photo of the great estate and mansion where Mr. Berlusconi, the Prime Minister of Italy, resides and lives. Very beautiful manicured grounds, but oh my. Oh my. On the grounds, what do we see? A serpent, a crowned serpent, devouring humanity? What is the message? Prime ministers, popes, the great men of the earth in New York and Chicago, London, Rome. It seems that the whole world lieth in wickedness. And should we be surprised? The Apostle John, in a message from God, tells Christians we know that we're of God, but the whole world lieth in wickedness. And in that same book, 1 John chapter 5, he reminds Christians, little children, keep yourself from idols. In the United States, it seems we have many idols of the beast, of Satan. This is a great serpent. You'll be surprised to discover this serpent attacking these men on a frieze on the United States Supreme Court building. Oh, yes. The judges seem to be connected somehow with devouring serpents. Visit as a tourist this great city, Washington, District of Columbia, and you will find, overlooking the Washington Monument, which is an Egyptian obelisk, you will find this great Delphic oracle-styled tripod firearm having 3 beast paws or feet. And is that what we think it is? Well, yes, indeed. Notice the serpent's heads at the very top round part of this great piece of architecture. Serpents in Washington, D.C. Of course, even the city's layout is designed as satanic pentagrams and stars, as these examples indicate. Back to New York City again. We can't stay away from the devil's city, where we so often come face to face with the devil in an unexpected way. Atop New York's magnificent Grand Central Terminal is this massive statue of the mystery god Mercury, also called Hermes. But what is he carrying in his hand? Yes, it's the caduceus serpent pole. 2 serpents wrapped around this great pole. Vanderbilt, a Freemason, has a statue below the Grand Central Terminal. He was the builder of this magnificent building. Vanderbilt once said that he never made a business decision until he first communicated with his spirits in the other world. Never made a business decision. And he said that his whole life had been consumed with making money. The spirits